I have made a grave mistake leveling up my Kamisato Ayaka, and hopefully I can save some of you before you make it as well.
You've made a grave mistake.
What is up, ladies and gents? Sylph here, and today I want to urge you massive caution in picking the right weapon for your Ayaka so you don't make the same mistake I did. In the months and months and months of planning for Ayaka, the weapon was a forethought, and I said I'm just going to use this extra black sword I have lying around. After all, she's Cryo Kaching, and Kaching loves black sword. What's the worst that could happen? Well, a lot actually. First off, Ayaka does play a bit differently than Kaching, but there's something I gravely overlooked because I've never actually used these ice characters before. Cryo characters actually have this massive leeway when rolling for crit rate artifacts because there's two easy ways to get bonuses on crit rate, if you guys didn't know. The first is the obvious one, the Blizzard Strayer set. If an enemy is applied with Cryo at all, Ayaka gets a flat 20% crit boost, just like that. And if you were to sprint around and bump into enemies, all the enemies that you're around in a close proximity get immediately applied with Cryo for free. Free! And on top of that, Ayaka gains 18% extra Cryo damage, just from that ability itself. So with this, you get a 20% boost to crit, and an 18% extra Cryo damage, for free. Just make sure you're bumping into people like you're using bumper cars, or you're playing go-karts.
Oh god! Bitch!
But there's even more, because if you run a Hydra unit such as Xingqiu, Mona, or say Kokomi in the future, anytime you freeze an enemy, you get an additional 20% crit rate, effectively increasing whatever your crit rate is by 40%. That's insane! So those of you with artifacts probably already know that. However, there's one thing that I didn't even know, because I never use Cryo units, and it's that if you run 2 Cryo characters in a party, you will get a Cryo Resonance bonus, which boosts your crit rate by 15% as long as enemies are applied with Cryo or frozen, which is the same exact thing as before. Since Ayaka makes that easy peasy lemon squeezy, it's like a permanent 35% crit boost. So hopefully this is all starting to make sense for you guys, like it did for me. You're obviously free to mix and match with this. So for instance, if you don't want to run Hydro or a second Cryo character, then Ayaka just gets the flat 20% bonus. With one Hydro, it suddenly becomes 40%. With double Cryo, it becomes 35%. And if you want to go full stack, that's a 55% total bonus. And that's just with the boosts. Let's say your artifact luck is abysmal and all your pieces have a flat 3% substat, but you never get lucky because your luck sucks and they never went up. So it's just 3% across the board. That starts you at 15%. With units such as, let's just say, Barbara and Kaya in your party, that skyrockets to 70%. And this is one of the worst case scenarios. Now, the downside is this pigeonholes your party with double Cryo and a Hydro unit, but you're free to experiment with various teams and units and compositions as you wish. I'm just throwing this out there so you can sort of get the gears turning and make different teams that you like. So with any amount of bonuses, you really don't need the Black Sword crit rate bonus like at all. I promise you there's so many more useful options and you won't have to waste your resin and mora like I did. So with all of that said, now that we know we don't need the Black Sword anymore, what's the best weapon to use? Honestly, there's plenty of viable options. I recommend just using what you have. Just make sure it's not a black sword, okay? Flute, Iron Sting, the brand new Amenoma Kageuchi craftable weapon, these will all have higher functionality than wasting the black sword's true potential. Now, there is one special weapon that I really want to give a shout out above all else, and it's what I'm going to recommend for everyone, including free-to-play players, and that's the Blackcliff Longsword. If you have not, and hopefully you haven't, spent all your star glitter in the shop on extra rolls or characters, this weapon is phenomenal on Ayaka and is completely free to play. It gives you an attack boost if you're facing multiple enemies and can down them, and most importantly of all, it will give Ayaka an extra 36.8% boost to crit damage at level 90, unlike the 27% crit rate from the Black Sword. Now, with that said, the Black Sword is not a completely useless weapon. It will still help you out with extra normal and charge damage, and it heals you, so that's not irrelevant. However, Ayaka's power seems to really come from her elemental damage and the reactions that stem from it. But if you really feel that the Black Sword fits your playstyle, then please just run it. But for the majority of people that are going to run Ayaka, the Black Sword will do wonders and you don't have to worry about using the battle pass on it. And also, I want to note that we're right now in the beta stages of Ayaka testing. Who knows, maybe in the future, that 4-piece Blizzard Strayer set is not correct, and you want 2-piece Blizzard, 2-piece Gladiators finale. I can't say for certain. But all I can say for now is that all of us Blizzard Strayer pre-farmers should absolutely not use the Black Sword. So if this video did in fact help you out, or you enjoyed it, please don't hesitate to boop the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot. For more epic fails and wacky moments like this, also be sure to check me out on Twitch, where I will be trying out and most likely failing to explore the Inazuma Islands and puzzles. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Enjoy your time on Inazuma. Have an amazing day. And as always, peace out. I love you all.